One of the ways the SNC-Lavalin Jody Wilson-Raybould story has been told is through political cartoons. They are provocative by design. Satire transmitted through a single image meant to hammer home an idea. And they push boundaries. For example, depicting Wilson-Raybould bound and gagged, or dressed like this, in a cartoon that was published in Quebec papers today. But on this story, critics say some are crossing a line. So Alison Northcott asked cartoonists and editors, where freedom of expression runs up against questionable taste, is there a line? And who draws it?
This is the editorial cartoon published in the Journal de Montréal that's raising some eyebrows today. Jody Wilson-Raybould depicted in stereotypical Indigenous clothing.
Drawing a First Nations person in that way very much one-dimensionalizes First Nations people.
These are editorial cartoons by Megan Ganaraktahaway White. She's from the Mohawk territory of Ganawage near Montreal.
I try to make Indigenous people not look like a stereotype, not with feathers or with leather, but to kind of relate to the values or, the certain political issue that I might be portraying, and to portray people as people.
The artist who drew today's cartoon apologized and said he didn't mean to offend. We use a single image to represent complex ideas, says Yannick Lemay, and I can see I may have made a mistake. He's not the only one facing criticism for a cartoon tied to this story. The Halifax cartoonist who did this drawing, which some said made light of violence against women, said he will be more careful from now on.
They are an interesting and iconoclastic band.
The editor-in-chief of the Montreal Gazette says decisions on what to publish need to be made carefully.
It's always been a matter of balancing, freedom of expression and freedom of opinion that you don't agree with, and making sure that your news organization represents that as well as the things that you're more comfortable with.
Choden recently decided not to publish this drawing because she says it went too far in linking Quebec's governing party with the KKK. So the artist, Terry Mosher, put it on social media instead and says the backlash was fierce.
I don't demand complete freedom of the press. That's insanity. It doesn't happen. But I do like the boundaries we've established. I don't want to see them close in.
Mosher says there's a gray area around freedom of expression, and the struggle for cartoonists is how to navigate that. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.